My review of the Led Zeppelin album, How the West Was Won. It was released in 2003 and produced by Jimmy Page. So I kind of did something different with the chronology here of these reviews. I realized I usually just go like kind of straight through a line, but I threw these two live albums in randomly. I think I forgot to mention last week that I was mainly just doing that because I didn't want all the live albums at the end because there's still the BBC sessions and Celebration Day to talk about. So I just didn't want to do all the live albums at the end, so I threw these two in here. So anyway, this album, even though it was released after Song Remains the Same, it actually is from earlier shows, I guess. I think this, at least if the internet was right, this album was recorded in like June of '72, whereas Song Remains the Same was in July of '73. So this was the first Led Zeppelin live album that I got, and it's the only one I've really had for a long time. I remember buying it, I saw it in Walmart, and I just couldn't decide what to get, so I ended up buying this. I don't listen to it as much as the studio albums, but I have listened to it quite a bit, and it's kind of one of my driving albums. I like to listen to it in the car. Usually if I'm going to listen to it, that's when I listen to it. But I think it's a really good, solid live album. I think it's definitely stronger than The Song Remains the Same. It has a lot more songs on it, and overall I think that they just sound better and are kind of a better performance for the most part. So the album has 3 discs. It has LA Drome, which is just kind of I don't know, like noise at the beginning of it, which is kind of like a cool intro, almost to the second song, Immigrant Song. Then it has Heartbreaker, Black Dog, Over the Hills and Far Away, Since I've Been Loving You, Stairway to Heaven, Going to California, That's the Way. Bron Stomp, I'm not really sure how to say that, so I probably butchered the name. Second CD has Dazed and Confused, a 25-minute version, but it's good. You know, they do like some medley stuff, and it doesn't get boring. It's good. The second song, What Is and What Should Never Be, Dancing Days, which is cool, Moby Dick, 19-minute drum solo, and then the third CD has Whole Lotta Love, 23-minute version, which is also pretty cool, Rock and Roll, The Ocean, and a 9-minute version of Bring It On Home. So pretty cool track selection, I think, on this. Definitely a lot more songs than Song Remains the Same, like I've already said. I couldn't really think of anything to say about the individual songs other than that these all sound like pretty good. I think that they might have kind of combined like different parts from some of the performances here, but I'm not exactly sure on that. I could be completely wrong. But anyway, it sounds good. Probably my favorite of their live albums, just because it's the one I've listened to the most and I've had the longest. So good place to start with the Zeppelin live album.